Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is HUGEST, and it's April, which means it's time once again to take a look at the relevant crowdfunds and Kickstarters, at least those of which I'm aware, and show you what all's going on right now. These will be in varying statuses. Some will already have ended, but you can still late pledge for rewards. Some of them are ongoing, and some of them have yet to come. So join me as we take a look at these 7 really neat Kickstarters and crowdfunds. Now, there could be various platforms here, there could be various companies, and I'm not giving any legitimacy or credibility to any one particular Kickstarter or crowdfund. I'm just showing you ones that I think you might think are interesting. You'll need to do your own research and make your own decisions as to whether or not you think they're worth investing in. So without further ado, it's been a while since I've said that. Let's start with Adventures in the Upside Down by Grenadier Models. These are 28mm scale white metal miniatures. And yes, they are the actual miniatures that the kids use in the Stranger Things TV show. Now, this is a 40-second trailer with about 18 seconds of blackouts and no picture. So let's just skip ahead to the interesting parts. We can see we've got beautifully sculpted, very old Hammer style models. I actually really like the models. Even though I'm not a fan of the show, I think if you're not a fan of the show, you're going to like the models. These are the characters that the kids play as in the show whenever they're playing Dungeons & Dragons, and we've got these really interesting interpretations, perhaps a lot more based on classic D&D illustrations of the monsters mentioned in the show, or at least the monsters that are nicknamed by the kids in the show after their respective D&D inferenced influences. So this, I think, is the Demogorgon, and there's also a Vecna, but we've got all of the kids' player characters here, and these are the miniatures that were actually featured on the episodes, if I hadn't made that clear already. This campaign has ended, but you still can late pledge. You get the set of 14 white metal miniatures. They are 28mm scale. It's 62 euros, about $73 USD. That's not a bad price for this many metal miniatures in this style whatsoever. And some of these are quite big, like the Demogorgon here, and we've even got this multi-headed dragon. That's the only tier in this whole crowdfund. But you also get something called Adventures in the Upside Down. That might actually just be the collection of the miniatures. You get some original artwork as well. That is an optional add-on. That's 118 USD. It's an A4 size drawing on card created using acrylic paint. Better details of that particular artwork might be on this page somewhere, but we need to move on. And move on we shall to Aygor, Demon's Hollow. This is actually from Cause, who created the Dark Tomb series of Mint Tin adventure games. I've got those reviewed right here on the channel, so this is a tried and true game designer over at Cause Games. But instead of a little tin adventure game, we get a campaign-based tabletop adventure with strategic card-driven mechanics, immersive scenarios, and a full set of beautifully detailed miniatures from the game designer of Dark Tomb. It is launching very soon, and you can be notified on its launch. This is all the details we have on it currently. Kind of wondering how big this box is going to be, but I do like the design of the character on the box art. This is a creator that has used artwork that looks to be very heavily oils on canvas inspired, and the artwork was very low resolution on tiny cards, so it looked not the greatest, but this is a good chance for that style of artwork to really shine. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what exactly comes of this. I want to know what's in this box. And I have a feeling the card-driven mechanics are going to mimic those of Dark Tomb. This might be Dark Tomb, the full vision realized. Something to definitely watch out for if you enjoyed Dark Tomb. And if you don't know if you like Dark Tomb or not, go check out the video here on the channel. Over on Backer Kit, we've got the Dungeon Crawler Carl RPG plus Unstoppable. Get ready to enter your very own world dungeon. Play as a familiar face such as Carl, Donut, Florin, Prepotente, or build your own unique crawler complete with customizable class and race if you survive to the 3rd floor. This is from Renegade Game Studios. They've been around a minute, so as of the time of this recording, this launches in 2 days and 2 hours. But when this video goes up, you're probably going to be pretty close to being able to check it out and get all the details. For all you Dungeon Crawler Carl fans, I haven't read it. Is it any good? We'll put a link in the description below for all of this stuff, but this will be the launch party link. I don't know if it'll be exactly where you need to land. I'm doing my best here. Also, I'm not sure what Unstoppable is. We'll find out soon enough, but let's go forth and check out Heavy Metal Hordes. This is from Gary Westwell over at Heavy Metal Hordes. That's the company. Lockdown drew me into the wonderful world of fantasy figures. Since then, I've begun obsessively buying and selling mainly Citadel miniatures to get my fix of old lead. My dream is to build a complete army of wood elves from unique sculpts, all done in a style that's lived in my head for 35 years. That's just the biography. I didn't need to include that in here. This creator did have a successful funding in the Legendary Leaders pack, and these sculpts are really, really cool. We have got some fantastic sculpts in this thumbnail. They are beautifully painted. They look awesome. This is different though. Yeah, I like this right here. No plastic, no digital, no mercy. What are or were the rewards, since you can still late pledge for available rewards? The 4 miniatures, they're called the Favorite 4, and this is about $38 USD, it's 28 GBP. The optional add-ons include the Shield Pack, you just get 6 metal shields, the Legendary Leaders booklet only, add 1 more miniature, Skakel the Arch Trickster, complete a command, 4 more, your choice from the unlocked sculpts to your pledge. No need to tell us which ones yet. Wait to see what is unlocked and give us your choices in post-pledge questionnaire. Complete all commands. That's 30 miniatures. That's $236. But we do have other tiers, like the Dirty Double Dozen. Use this to recruit a total of 24 miniatures. You tell them what you want in the post-pledge survey. Interesting way of doing the crowdfund. I wonder if it's worked out really well for the creator as well as the backers. Now, this is how you do a video about your miniatures. You just let them speak for themselves. You don't need a lot of transitions, black and dark and drama. This looks awesome, and if I want to pause the video and take a closer look, I can do that. Man, that looks so good. I almost don't really need to know what the miniatures in this pack look like. They're guaranteed to be awesome looking. Well, this is the Intrepid Infantry 1. If you'd like to dig deep into what all of this means and what you can get, you will find the link in the description below. We will move on to the next one. Slay the Spire is a successful video game and actually franchise, because Slay the Spire 2 came out and now it has a board game. You can get notified for when this comes out from Contention Games. This is actually the reprint. The original one was successfully funded, and we also get the expansion, which is called Downfall. The Downfall pledge gets you Slay the Spire, the board game Downfall expansion, base game required. Hold on, at first glance, it's not quite clear what exactly I'm looking at. You can get notified. It's talking about the original campaign being successfully funded. Keep your eyes on Kickstarter updates and emails so you know when you can join the Pledge Manager on GameBound. The Pledge Manager opens May or June. So it should be when that Pledge Manager opens, you should be able to get in on this. Yeah, currently this is funded. It is not receiving new pledges. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm going to deeply apologize profusely if I got your hopes up only to disappoint you with this not being something that you can currently access. I didn't find out about this until I think a week ago. And I'm not interested necessarily in the board game because I wasn't interested in the video game. I understand it's a great deck building roguelike. I would come here and click get notified, but at the very least, you're probably going to see this out on the market after the initial wave is done, since this is the second print. We will move on. I covered this game, this friendly little farming game called Agricola, one of the previous crowdfund spotlight videos, and now we have a standalone game called Agricola Dead Harvest. The trailer is primarily visuals, and it looks like one shot of a concept for a miniature, but you can expect this to be a zombie version of Agricola. I would like to know more about this because Agricola seemed interesting on its face. You had miniatures, you had sort of farm life sim management mechanics. Is this going to be the same thing but with zombies, like an additional survival mechanic? I want to know. I almost pledged for Agricola because the miniatures looked so nice, and they were just miniatures of various types of like farmer. And you had miniatures of the food as well. And it all looked really nice, so I have to imagine that this is going to win in the miniatures department, very much, even more so. Maybe, we'll see. We see some farm equipment here, and I thought Agricola was not quite this modern, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was, and I'm just realizing because I'm seeing this combine harvester here on the box cover. I was thinking more fantasy, and no, unfortunately, it's reality. Look at the zombies, just like we have in real life. You can follow this campaign right now. This is just the preview, but it will be linked in the description below. This is from Awaken Realms. Awaken Realms, not Awaken Realms. This is going to be utterly crazy when it gets here. This is the Dungeoneerium box. This is Loki's biggest ever dungeon RPG maps crowdfund. Loki is established. They're tried and true. They've been doing this for a long time. This I would heavily vouch for. These maps are going to be 40 by 30. And because Loki's maps usually follow an inch grid standard, they're probably going to be 40 tiles by 30 tiles large at most. Here is a picture of Matt, the creator, next to one of these maps. And he's 6'4" for reference. They made sure to say, because that's going to be a question that some people have. Gen Con! I saw this guy at the booth. Didn't get to say hi. They were busy. This comes with a battle screen that you can use as a GM screen or a battle map. It's got its own. They put tiles on everything. Leave it to Loki. They will build a map on it. If you can run Doom on it, they will build a map on it. They've got a couple of previews here for the types of maps that they're going to have in this collection. This is Castle Sanguine, a gothic stronghold, perfect for encounters with the local sun-dodging nobility. I think this idea is pretty cool if you are the type to get all of your Loki battle maps books together in that square formation and create that 24 by 24, and you still want your maps to be bigger. You need to have a large table to really take advantage of that size potential. But if you go this route, you won't ever have to deal with the ring bindings of the books. So you don't have to deal with that anyway if you're cutting your books, which I would be horrified to do. I'm not quite sure if these will hold up in the unfolding, but you can still combine these if you have enough space because they all have exit and entry points. They're non-standard. You've got them in different places per map, but you can still take these maps and connect them in various ways. And obviously, they're going to be compatible with every other Loki product you have as long as you fit things up right at these exit entry points, or if you've got clings or tiles from their previous releases, you'll be able to use those as well. And of course, this has add-on scenery opportunity, and we've got a couple of other new maps. As part of the Dungeoneerium campaign, we will be adding 2 all-new packs to our Essential RPG Battle Maps range. We're going to get Pirate Coast and Gothic Castles. I would be very, very interested in Gothic Castles. I usually don't get this format of the Loki products. This is 6 dry erase battle maps with 1-inch grid, and each of these double-sided maps is 23 by 17 inches. Designs are modular. You can line up some huge layouts. I think I would be very, very interested in the Gothic Castles. That's very near. It's not spot on. That's near the HeroQuest board size. 23 by 17, you could do some really cool stuff with that. And since this is Mega Dungeon Month, apparently they have put together a Mega Dungeon pledge level packed with a ton of dungeon goodies. I'll let you go look at the rest. We love Loki here on the channel. We absolutely love Loki. Use my link in the description below and it will tell them that you've come from... Oh, it's not copying the rest. Come on, copy the whole link. There we go. Now if you use the link, it should tell them that you came from my channel. This is the biggest ever. It's definitely getting pledged. You can pledge now. There's 19 days left. If you gotta miss it for whatever reason, a lot of Loki stuff usually ends up going to retail, so you could probably get it then, but you probably won't be able to get it at the exact price that is valued here. And finally, this is not a crowdfund of any kind, but it is still kind of a limited time event that I wanted to share with you. Warhammer Quest, the video game over on Good Old Games, is 85% off, which makes it $2.69. This is a DRM free copy of Chilled Mouse's pretty close to the board game Warhammer Quest, and that's the 95 board game. There are definitely some differences, but this game flows nicely. I've got a lot of playthrough videos from live streams, I think here on the channel, or they might be over on Amalgamash, I don't remember, but I've definitely played this game for the camera. This is a fantastic price to get it at. I actually don't see a problem with getting it at full price at $17.99, but I happen to really enjoy the game, and others try to compare it to more modern games and say that it's too slow or too small or mechanics are too weird or whatever. None of that matters to me. Look at it more like for what it is. It's old and it's $2.69. It's not the only game also that is on sale from the Warhammer line over at Good Old Games. There are a ton of games that are on sale over here, from Chaos Bane, which is marked down from $29.99 down to $2.99, to Warhammer Underworlds, the Shadespire edition, which actually has several more warbands than were available on just Shadespire, but it's $14.99, marked down from $29.99. It's 50% off. You've got a lot of Warhammer-related stuff. DLC, Warhammer Quest 2 End Times is also on here for sale. And this is just something that I was really happy to see, and I wanted to share it with you. So if you are interested in getting DRM free games from Good Old Games and having these added to your account library, able to download and play them whenever you want without having to have access to the internet to play them, you can do that. Now, I say that, but I think that you do have to be connected to play Shadespire, but you don't have to play this against other people. You can play against bots, which is how I'm going to learn to play and get good at Warhammer Underworlds. And so that is it for this month's crowdfund look. We might do a part 2 if a ton of particularly interesting crowdfunds come to life. I can absolutely recommend you the Loki's Mega Dungeoneerium box. I'm kind of on the fence about how I want to support that one, not because I don't love the company and love their products, but because I usually just don't invest a whole lot into their other form factors besides the 12x12 map books. But those Gothic castles, it's going to be really hard for me to pass up on those, so I'm probably going to go that route. I also want to know how these are going to be packaged, because if they come to my home rolled up, that's fine. That's absolutely perfect. If I have to unfold anything, that I'm going to have a problem with. I'll have to find out, because I have to imagine it's going to be fold up, since they have so many other things that they have had put out in large boxes with oversized maps that you've had to fold out. Loki, if you're watching, maybe let me know, or, you know, put it on your FAQ. It's not in your FAQ, so 23 by I gotta find a way to get that. I need that 23 by 17 set of Gothic maps. I have to have them. The Dungeoneerium 30 by 40. I don't have the table space. I know that I don't have the table space. I don't think there's a table left in my house that's that big now. Guess I gotta use the floor. If you like this, make sure to heart it, engage in some way so that the channel can grow. And I'll see you in the next exciting adventure, Brave Heroes. Thank you so much for your watching and your kind attention. Bye for now.